Okie doke, folks. We are back. We tried a quick fix. Looks like it didn't fully work. But we are going to get underway regardless, just so we are actually playing matches here. We're looking at qualification match number 1 currently with Dark Splice in red and Turtle in blue. So, without further ado, let's get this match underway. Players, restart your robots in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. Okie doke. They are off the line in auto. Dark Splice going very wide there, trying to get as many fuel from his opponent as possible. And currently reaping the rewards up by 4, but with 4 seconds left, Dark Splice getting in a cycle, trying to keep the lead. But Turtle almost took back the lead, but not quite. And it is now going to be the transition period. Looks like somebody is stuck. Dark Splice may be stuck on something. He's not moving anymore.
He is stuck on fuel currently.
Maybe Turtle will be nice and let him get unstuck. Be GP player here. Looks like he will give him a little nudge, and it is enough. And Dark Splice comes back to life. Very GP there from Turtle. We love to see it. Turtle now passing over to his side of the field. But Dark Splice is actually over there already, just stealing, trying to make sure that Turtle cannot get any fuel stockpiled for his next active shift. There goes Dark Splice with another hopper up and in. But Turtle retaliates pretty much immediately, going back to center line to fuel up, if you will. But now Dark Splice is playing defense on Turtle, trying to make sure he doesn't come back. Turtle just dumping fuel over so he can try and get under trench. Does sneak past, tries to shoot some in, but they all go short. And he's able to get a couple in as Dark Splice goes back to his side of the field for a final cycle before endgame. There goes a whole cycle up and in for that Red Alliance, bringing back the lead in favor of Dark Splice. And he's putting up one more, trying to maybe go for another one before endgame. But Turtle has a huge cycle and a lot of fuel in his side of the field. So he is able to get the lead pretty much mitigated. And now both alliances putting up a whole hopper into their respective hubs. And it is currently Red Alliance with a lead, but only by 3 points. 10 seconds left on the match. Dark Splice putting up a huge hopper, trying to make sure that he wins this match. 5 seconds left. Turtle trying to do the same, but with 1 second left and a hopper going in for Dark Splice, he is going to take it 534 to 481. Okay, now let's move over to qualification match number 2. Okay, folks, here we are on the field for qualification match number 2. In your red alliance, we have persons, and on your blue alliance, we have Sinisters 1X. So, after the last match, having red take the victory there, we'll see if that changes in this match. Let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. Both players off the line in auto. Red taking much more of an aggressive line to try and steal fuel from the blue alliance. Both players making it back at about the same time, but looks like it's going to be red coming out with a lead by 1 point after that first cycle. 2 seconds left. Red shooting, blue not able
Check
to.
your streaming
So that
Discord.
does mean your you are streaming Discord. Does mean your red alliance will take the first inactive shift. Current score is going to be 184 to 114 in favor of your red alliance of persons here. Looks like there might be some fighting over fuel going on in the center of the field here. Five seconds left in this active shift. Persons is trying to shoot, gets some off in time, does cross the 200-point threshold, and looks like Favor is going for some steals. Oh, sorry, it's Red Alliance's turn to score now. My bad. So he almost crosses the 300-point threshold here, 299 to 176. 2 seconds left in the Red Alliance cycle, trying to intake as much fuel as he can away from this Blue Alliance. Favor now back on his side of the field, looking to intake fuel and score. There he goes. 8 seconds left in this cycle, going back to midline to try and intake as much fuel as he can. 4 seconds left, looking to play some defense on the Red Alliance here. But it looks like he can't really do much. And Persons is going to get most of a cycle off here. There goes another cycle from the Red Alliance. 442 to 215 as we enter the end game where both alliances can now score. It looks like Persons is stealing more fuel from the blue side of the field. But Favor looking to make some defense happen is not enough to make sure Persons doesn't get back, though. As Persons crosses the 500-point threshold in this match, 10 seconds left. Looks like both alliances are going for one last cycle here. 4, 3, 2. Both alliances shooting. 1 second left. Red goes for a climb as time expires on qualification match number 2. Okie dokie, folks. We're on the field for qualification match number 3 with your Red Alliance being Azar, maybe. I'm sorry if I botched that. Up against Troll on your Blue Alliance. So let's get this match started.
Okay.
In yep.
This match will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. In this match, both robots going out to midfield. It looks like for Blue Alliance of Umtroll, maybe having some issues deploying their intake out, as Azal is going for the second cycle, but Umtroll is not too far behind. It is only a 5-point match. 4 seconds left in the autonomous period. This could be anyone's game. At the end of auto, it looks like this will go to the Blue Alliance by a substantial lead. We'll see how that impacts the rest of this match. In the transition period, it looks like Umtroll's getting back a little bit sooner than Azal for the cycle, as Blue's hub turned off and Red restored. But a 3-point game, as we see Blue passing over some fuel into their zone, as Azal on Red gets temporarily stuck on some fuel but does recover, as we see the Blue Alliance trying to defend and keep their lead. With 3 seconds left, the shift is now over as the Blue Hub will now turn back on. We see the Blue Alliance robot going to the tower, try to do some protected shots. Does successfully make some of those shots in as they continue to grow their lead. The current score 226 to 163, with 5 seconds left in the Blue's active shift. Unloading another hopper as Azor goes back early, trying to unload their hopper. And they will successfully, trying to close this over 100-point gap. Does close it down to about 60-point deficit. Anything is possible, as we see the Blue Alliance defender of Umtroll once again trying to block out Azor from gaining any more points in his active shift, as his hub would now turn off. 1 point, currently 1 point game, but this will be changed as the Blue Alliance lights up their hub with fuel, trying to make the score go ever higher. As balls fly everywhere across the field, as we see Red Alliance trying to pass some fuel over to their side, stockpiling for the upcoming endgame. But we see Blue looking to try to steal, but gets caught up due to their extending hopper, and they get caught up again, which is going to allow Red a chance to put this within 40 points. Blue trying to come back and keep their lead. Another hopper on for the Alliance. This could be anyone's game. With 10 seconds left, the score is 470 to 394. We see Red trying to keep Blue from getting any more points with 5, 3, 2, 1. And that's the match. The final score 532 to 424. And I'm sure we'll be taking this match.
Okay, folks, here we are, qualification match number 4. Red Alliance being Ahan from 5409 and your Blue Alliance Zeno 2715. Let's get this match started in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. All 2 robots on the field. Starting off here, Blue Alliance getting the first scoring off and is able to get back and steal more fuel from the center line than Red, giving him a lead here, 75 to 73 after the first cycle. 2 seconds left. Red trying to get their full hopper off, and they barely do. 144 to 142. Blue Alliance winning out by 2 points, meaning Red Alliance will have the first active shift here. Blue Alliance crossing the 200-point threshold, 225 out of transition. Very impressive. Now we have Red Alliance putting up their first cycle in their amplified period. 9 seconds left, looking to get one more cycle. Blue Alliance getting a full hopper. 3 seconds until their active shift. They're not back yet. Going to be a bit late, but with this hopper, they are going to be able to take the lead. 296 to 256. Red Alliance playing some defense here, trying to make sure their deficit doesn't go down too much, but play some defense is keeping Blue Alliance from making all of the fuel in their hopper. Only gives them about a 100-point lead, and Red quickly closes that gap down to only about 30 with a fully scored hopper there. Now the Blue turns to play some defense. Blue's turn. Whoa, Red Alliance getting a little bit tipped up on the field side there. They're able to recover pretty quickly, and they take the lead just at the last second, but Blue Alliance is already there, making sure that they keep this lead going into the end game. Last active period before end game, Blue Alliance trying to make their score basically impossible to overcome for this Red Alliance. 5 seconds left, and Blue Alliance makes all of their shots up and in. And it is now the end game, meaning both alliances can now score into their respective hubs. Blue Alliance trying to break that 600-point barrier. 586 looks like they're having a huge hopper here as well. This is going to be a very high-scoring game for both alliances here. 8 seconds left. Both alliances looking for one more cycle. 3, 2, 1. Blue Alliance finishing off his cycle right at the end there, almost crossing 700 points. And Zeno will take it. Okie dokie, folks. Here we are. Qualification match number 5. Yash K in red, Taj in blue. Let's get this underway.
This match will begin in 3, 2, 1, dive. Both robots moving off of a starting line. Only Yash originally extending that hopper, but Taj does shortly after. Taj gained a little bit quicker than Yash K does, but both robots gain to the central line for the second cycle. Around the same time, this auto advantage is looking to be towards the Blue Alliance by 1 point. That means that we will be seeing the force shift go to this Red Alliance, as the scores after transition is in the favor of Red Alliance, as Yash is going to look to increase his lead, and we see Taj on the Blue Alliance just passing Theo over, not focusing on defense like we've seen a lot of the other people do, which is a very interesting strategy. We'll see how well that works out, but he does actually switch to defense towards the end of a shift, trying to keep Yash from getting in his last cup of fuel, but to no avail, as Yash has mounted almost a 100-point lead, as Yash looking to try to steal and shut down this Taj machine. But you will have to be careful about pinning Taj against any of the field elements, as that will be manually counted. It looks like Taj is bringing this back with 5 seconds left in Vector Shift, but he is still down by 30 points, as the hub lights would turn off, as Taj gets a couple more points in, but is still down to Yash. Yash is going to try to increase his lead, as he does so by putting another hopper for fuel into his active hub. It's currently about a 40-point game, but with so much time left, anything can happen, as Yash has been unable to get a second hopper off, but he does, though a lot of that fuel seems to be coming up short, as he goes back over. Taj in the midfield, though, collecting as much fuel as possible to try to come over and make this gap disappear, but is unable to get over the bump, as Yash is playing some defense trying to prevent this from happening. Yash does get stuck on the bump temporarily, but Taj was unable to take advantage of it, as he passes some fuel over. He tried to make his hopper short enough to go under the trench. We see with Endgame as now approaching, we have both alliances going back to shoot into their active hubs. It's now about the gap keeping is growing to now 76-point gap, but we do see now Hopper being shot off by the Split Alliance as he tries to hit Yash's field off course. May have been successful as he goes to unload his Hopper, but Yash coming back with his own, as this could be anyone's game, and at the end of this match, it looks to be a Red Alliance victory. 451 to 408. Very close match for the whole time, Auto being only a 1-point difference, but alas, it goes to the victory of Red.
Okie dokie, folks. We are here. Qualification match number 6. Ebac in red, Mindbotics in blue. Both robots are moving on the field, so looks like we are good to go. Let's get this match underway in 3, 2, 1. Charged up. Okie doke. Every robot moving. Ebac almost getting an auto D right off the gate, but is able to get a full hopper here. He was having some issues with controller delay, is what he was saying, but it's on his side. He does get back for a second cycle, but just too late, which does give Mindbotics the upper hand out of auto, meaning his hub is turning off right now, and Ebac is now the only person with an active hub on the field. Quickly takes the lead here from Mindbotics, and is looking to get one more cycle before the end of the active period, maybe. Nope, looks like he's just going to play defense, try and keep his lead here. Mindbotics does get through, though. Ebac sticking to him, trying to make sure most of his fuel misses. But he does score enough to take the lead from Ebac. Looking to get one more cycle in. Is getting heavily defended by Ebac, though, so pretty much none of those goes in. And none of those, or a few of those, will actually count. Oh, I'm misremembering the time. So all of those actually count. 191 to 136. Ebac looking to score his hopper, which he does get in undefended, meaning he gets back the lead. Looks like Ebac is going to fill up his hopper some more. Maybe going to go for a second cycle, but maybe like last time, going for some defense. Looks like he might have gone for a cycle, but got stuck up a little bit and is now playing defense. But doesn't get there quite early enough and does give Mindbotics the upper hand here. 265 to 318. Red Alliance currently down. Ebac trying his best to get under the tower, which he does do, and he gets a lot of fuel stolen, or gets to steal a lot of fuel, and is now endgame. So Ebac's going back to try and score in his activated hub, but there is Mind looking to say nuh-uh. But Ebac sneaks past, gets into his protected zone, and is now shooting up and into his hub. Ebac, 8 seconds left. Ebac still down by about 20 points. Trying to intake. Looks like he's having some troubles doing so. 2 seconds left on the clock. Mine also scoring and solidifies the win. 362 to 445.
Welcome back to qualification match 7, where we have MRC X on blue and Yazin 2851 on red. And we'll be starting this match in 3, 2, 1, crescendo. You guys have to restart. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and this match is now off. Both alliances going to score their first hoppers. It looks like both at similar paces. But we do see red gain an auto D there, it looks like. That'll be up to our refs for more interpretation to if that was actually an auto D or not. But it looks like blue wins this autonomous period of a score of 126 to red's 117. Both alliances unloading their hopper in the transition shift as Blue's hub will no longer be active as red will be the sole hub. We do see Blue doing the usual strategy that we've seen all day, collecting fuel and passing it over before playing defense. But we see red actually try and play defense as Blue gets tipped up on some fuel as red unloading their second hopper of a shift, which will probably be their last, as they have a 100-point lead exactly. But Blue looking to change that as they score one of their hoppers that they've passed over. But we see red trying to shut down Blue, but red is looking to go out and collect for fuel for their active shift, as it's currently a 9-point game. Red Alliance still has the advantage going into their shift. Blue trying to score one last hopper as they will take the temporary lead, but red taking that right back as they are trying to win this match. Currently, with a minute and 5 seconds remaining, we have a 20-point lead to the Red Alliance, but anything can happen as we see Blue stockpiling their hopper, looking to try to get as many points as possible into their hub when it turns active. And they will, as they get about a couple points in that hub, as count. Well, some of those will, but not all of those shots will count into the hub. 4 seconds before endgame, as we see the Red Alliance machine of Yazin going back over to their side of the field to score their hopper. It is currently a very close match, but we have a 30-point lead to this Red Alliance with 20 seconds left. Blue trying to make a comeback though. Anything is possible. 15 seconds left in the match. Blue unloading a hopper. Red doing the same, but Blue does get out sooner. But it looks like Red had a slightly bigger hopper, as it is currently a 16-point match. Blue unloading their last hopper and maybe looking to climb, as they will get off of the ground. And this is a 1-point game. But before going to the Red Alliance unofficially, but yeah. But the rest will need to look at some potential fouls that may have occurred during the match.
Here, I didn't. I wasn't sure. Okay, give me a countdown.
Me?
Did you unmute them?
I didn't unmute. New back.
Or sorry, undeafen.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. Countdown next time. Sorry. Hello, folks. Okay, so we are back. Qualification match number 8 here, and we have. I don't actually know. We have Charlemagne on blue and somebody on red. Hold on, I'm trying to figure that out. My bad, guys. I'm unprepared. We have orange juice on red. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get this match started in 3, 2, 1. Rebuild. Okie doke. There we go. Everyone on their halves of the field getting fuel from the center line. No auto D this match at the current moment. Yep, looks like no auto D this match, so there will not be a discussion at the end here. 3 seconds left in the autonomous period. Both alliances scoring. It looks like Red Alliance is going to take it 130 to 121. 10 seconds left in this transition period. The Red Alliance is going to get one small little cycle up and in at the last second here. There it is. 165 to 186 is going to be the score. And now Orange Juice has moved to the defensive play, and Charlemagne moves past him pretty efficiently here. Now Orange Juice getting a full hopper, going back to his side of the field to prepare for his active period. 3 seconds left, and Charlemagne's currently up by 140 almost. But Orange Juice looking to fix that very quickly. 228 to 294 closes that gap. And there goes Orange Juice shooting up and into the hub. Quite a few of those missing due to Charlemagne's defense, but not all of them, bringing this match very close. Charlemagne looks to be going back to his side of the field. Orange Juice trying to keep him away, but does not work. Charlemagne now shooting from a protected area and is keeping his lead, even though he was down in auto. Now there goes Charlemagne trying to steal some fuel, go back for another cycle, which he does successfully do. 5 seconds left in his cycle. And now Orange Juice preparing for a cycle of his own. Charlemagne over there ready to play some defense, and he does get there in time. but Orange Juice able to fire away his hopper, making almost all of those up and in, bringing this within 60 points. 10 seconds left in this last alliance shift. Charlemagne's still playing defense, trying to make sure that this gap cannot be closed, but it is still very close. But now it's endgame and Charlemagne can score again. There he goes, putting up a full hopper into that activated hub with 20 seconds left. He is up by about 100 points. Orange Juice passing over to his side of the field, trying to make a stockpile to get 2 quick cycles up and in. But Charlemagne over on the blue side of the field, not relenting, scoring as much as he can. Now going for a climb. Juice opting for one last little cycle, which he gets up and in as time expires. Final score 567 to 490.
Okay. Okay, welcome everyone to match 9. Here we have on the Red Alliance, we have Neotide. On the Blue Alliance, we have Silver. And we'll begin this match underway in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. Both Alliances going out to the midfield as we've seen all day. It looks like we have the Blue Alliance of Silver going back earlier. It's not having as much feel in the hopper as Neotide did, which is showing in the point gap as they're about down by a little under 20 odd points. But that can be anyone's game as we see it going to the Red Alliance by only a small margin of 4 points. Anything can happen as these alliances going to their transition shifts as we're trying to get the last hopper as the Red Hub will be deactivated. And the Blue Hub will stay. Currently an 8-point game as we have Silver scoring as many fuel as they can into their hub, trying to pull this gap ever so higher. But we do see Neotide of the Red Alliance passing fuel over to their side. With 4 seconds left in our active shift, we see the Blue Alliance switching to passing as Neotide will start his scoring. We do see some more defense from the Blue Alliance than we did from the Red Alliance, but Neotide trying to go to the protected, well, not protected, but to the tower shots where Citrus has an easier time to score. Unfortunately, they are struggling to get any more fuel into their hub as they will only pull about a 10-point lead as the Blue Hub turns back on. We do see Blue trying to take back the lead as they currently have a 2-point advantage over this Red Alliance, which is continuing to grow, but anything can happen as we have a minute left in the match. We do see Blue trying to unload one more hopper as they will do so successfully, as they almost pull a 100-point lead over this Red Alliance. But Red Alliance, not to be outdone, is trying to pull back this lead as they will almost get all of those points deficit erased pretty quickly here. But there still is a little bit less than a 30-point gap between these two alliances. We do see a lot of defense from Blue as Neotide coming back into the zone and scoring some more fuel into their hub. As endgame will now start, as there's still a slight deficit for this Red Alliance, as Blue puts in no hopper. Red does slow as well, though their hopper is not as full as Blue was. Both alliances scoring more and more fuel, trying to get at their scores as high as possible. We do see this gap is slightly going towards the Blue favor, but anything can happen as it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The match is now ended, with Blue Alliance being back at the end, but Red Alliance being back at the end, sorry, but it was not quite enough as we have a Blue Alliance victory in this match.
Okay, folks, here we are, qualification match number 10, I believe. Yep, number 10. Have they inputted match right?
No, no, they have not.
It's taking so long. Sorry, yeah. Oh. Okie dokie, folks. Here we are, qualification match number 10. Hope on your Red Alliance. Liam, 341 on your Blue Alliance. Let's get this match started in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. Both robots move in off the line in auto, sweeping across the center line in opposite directions. Blue Alliance first to strike on their hub, but both alliances ending at about the same time. Liam getting, or Hope getting a little bit stuck up on their trench there, but they do get past it and just barely get their full hopper off, but it is not enough. And Liam takes the very first the only autonomous period. Transition period coming to a close. Liam getting a cycle up and in to his now deactivated hub. There goes Hope putting up another cycle into their active hub, trying to make sure that they can take a lead and keep it for their inactive period. 5 seconds left in their cycle, getting off one last cycle, and now Liam is lining up and is now shooting up and into his hub. There goes a whole hopper up and in, and almost retakes the lead immediately, but is now being defended by your Red Alliance of Hope. But the defense is not enough to keep Liam from taking back this lead. 5 seconds left in this cycle. Liam putting up one more small amount, maybe going for another one, which he does, and most of those are going up and counting. But Hope strikes back quickly, 329 to 352, almost taking back the lead immediately. There goes Liam in taking fuel, while Hope scores a whole hopper up and in to their hub. 384 to 352, 4 seconds left in this cycle, and now Liam is shooting up and into his hub, while Hope comes over to play some defense. Liam almost takes back the lead, 430 to 420, with 45 seconds left on the clock. Looks like Liam tries to score, but it's too far for the Citrus Circuits machine. Hope playing some defense, 5 seconds left in the cycle, making sure Liam can't come back. But now that it's endgame, both alliances are able to score, and Hope goes back to their side of the field to try and keep their lead, which they do successfully, 510 to 493. But Liam intakes a lot of fuel away from Hope, and now both are shooting up and into their hubs. 5 seconds left in this match. 20 points separate these two alliances. 3, 2, 1. Time expires. Close match, but a victory for Hope. 632 to 612.
Okay, and now we are on to match 11. Sorry for the slight delay. On this Red Alliance, we have. On this Red Alliance, we have Ross, 76, 76. And on this Blue Alliance, we have Corky Dude, 1833. This will be an interesting match. Um, Everyone behind the lines. This match will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Both lines is going out to the midfield. It looks like blue had a slightly better start than red, but both of them came back at a similar time, unloading their hoppers into that hub. Both going back at the same time, but having very unique different R strategies. It looks like Blue's unique auto is paying off for them so far, but we'll see if that stays the case. As auto ends, we have a Blue Alliance auto advantage by 9 points. 10, 120 to 110. As the transition shift winds down, we will see a Red Alliance advantage coming out of it. As Red's hub will stay active, but Blue's will be dormant for the first 25 seconds. We do see Red trying to increase their lead, but Blue playing some good bump defense, shutting down this Red Alliance of Ross. But we do see Blue letting Ross score another hopper as they go back themselves to unload layers. About a 100-point lead for Ross, but it's getting cut down by this Blue Alliance scoring as they are coming over to get their reserves, but they get stuck on fuel, unable to do anything. They go back into their corner, trying to pick up more fuel, but just aren't able to unload it. 3 seconds left in their shift. As their shift winds down, we still see an advantage to this Red Alliance, as Ross is looking to make the lead ever higher, as they currently have about a little bit under a 70-point lead. But Ross is currently getting boxed out by this Blue Alliance defense. Anything could happen in this match as we have a minute left. Ross taking some more fuel, pushing some under the trench, trying to get back in time, but he will not be able to as he comes back just as a shift ends, going back over to try to defend this Blue machine. But he does get almost a full hopper off beforehand, and there is pinning. But Ross does back off before any foul is called. We do see the score being dropped down to a 5.0, and it looks like this Blue Alliance has taken back this match. As both sides are unloading hoppers, looks like Ross has a bit more of a hopper, but thanks to Cookie Dude's lead, it is only less than a 20-point game. As both alliances are going back, trying to score, anyone could take this match. Both alliances frantically going back and forth. It's a 2-point match right now. Anyone could win. With 5 seconds left, Ross having a side advantage due to his bigger hopper, but Cookie Dude hasn't unloaded his yet. He has a mighty big hopper. He unloads his, but is not quite enough as the final score is 503 to 476. This is a very tight match through the whole time. Auto only being a 9-point gap, and it being very close until the very end, where Ross was able to pull ahead with a slight lead.
One. Okie dokie, folks. Welcome to qualification match number 12. On your red alliance is Vixie. I'm just going to call him Vixie. On your blue alliance is Tactual Elf. Let's get this match started in 3, 2, 1, recharge. I forgot to tell you, Vixie, you're going to be in charge of restarting. So I'm going to redo the countdown really quick. 3, 2, 1, recharge. There we go. Both robots now moving off the line in auto as they're supposed to. And both of them are getting back at about the same time. Vixie doing some fancy moving backwards while shooting, while Tactual Elf is just standing still. Tactual with the current lead here. And looks like coming out of auto, he will keep it 90 to 149. With 2 seconds left in this transition period, Tactual Elf getting a small little cycle up and in. 90 to 205. Very hard for Vixie to make up here. But with that one cycle, he has made the gap much, much closer. So it is going to be definitely possible. But Tactual Elf is over there playing some defense and now stealing the fuel that Vixie just passed over to himself. And now it is Blue Alliance's turn to score, but Tactual Elf is not here. Does make it over that bump without defense. Vixie playing some defense while shooting, though, which does lead Tactual Elf to miss a lot of his shots, keeping this game closer. Only 90 points separate these two alliances, which is about a hopper. There goes Tactual Elf, though, putting up a hopper undefended. But now Vixie is doing the same for the Red Alliance and intaking a whole bunch of fuel as well. Tactual Elf trying to be as annoying as possible. Stealing fuel, pushing him up against a corner. But there goes Vixie putting up a cycle, but none of those go in because he was in the very corner, which Citrus Circuits cannot shoot from. And now it is the Blue Alliance's turn to score yet again. And Tactual Elf is able to get a whole hopper up and in there, which is not good for this Red Alliance, rather. 198 to 347. This is a huge amount of points that the Red Alliance has to score in the last 30 seconds for this to be winnable. And there goes Vixie shooting, but it's early, so none of those end up counting. 30 seconds left in the match, which means it's endgame, and now Vixie can score. Jumped the gun a little bit earlier there. Actual Elf scoring for the Blue Alliance. Vixie doing the same for Red. 15 seconds left. About 200 points separate these alliances. Vixie's going to need a miracle to come back for this. 6 seconds left in the match. There goes Tactual Elf scoring for his alliance, going for a climb as well, but getting a little bit stuck up there and not able to get it as time expires. 282 to 492.
Okay. Okay, and now this match. This is now match 13. We have Dark Spice on red, Favor on blue, and this match will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Both lines that's going out from midfield. They both had to choose unique auto positions for themselves, but as we see, working out pretty well for both of them as they both get good hoppers in. Though it looks like red got a little bit better of a hopper than blue did, but both lines is looking to do good. But it looks like red will come out with advantage in auto. Going into this transition period, we have both alliances going up into their hubs as reds were now torn off, but blues are torn back on as we have blue trying to make up this gap that formed in auto. They will be bringing the hopper up and down. Very interesting move there. Maybe trying to decide if they want to go into a trench or bump. Does manage to get past the defense of Dark Splice as he unloads his hopper into the hub. Gain a small lead over this red alliance, but blue is not safe as red does manage to bring back the lead that they had taken from him. Going under the trench. Nope, decides to go over the bump instead with a full hopper, but cannot due to Sinister on X's defense shutting down all access. With 1 second left in the shift, it looks like the tables have turned and red's trying to keep blue in there. As red is saying, I have a lead and you need to come back. I'm just not going to let you come back. Blue trying to make it through, but just is unable to. As red just keeps blocking blue out of coming out. But with 5 seconds left in the shift, blue does manage to atone. But is it going to be with enough time? Halo gets a couple points off, but it's not enough. As though shift is now inactive. And red is now allowed to continue to raise their lead undefended. Over 100 points left. A 100-point gap with only 35 seconds left in this match. Gonna be interesting to see if Sinister or Next will be able to bring this one back over Dark Splice, but we will see as Endgame is starting. Both alliances scoring hoppers in. Sinister 1X is closing the gap for blue. But here comes Dark Spice to just raise that gap more and more, trying to raise our score higher and higher, looking to get one of our higher scores here, trying to break 500. Will he do so? It looks like he may, as he unloads his last hopper, gain a little over 500, gain even more points, maybe looking to get a record. He will not quite get a record on the odd field, but will take this match. Final score 534. And Blue Alliance scoring 343. Respectable match for both alliances. And let's now go back to the other field for match 14.
Okie doke, folks. Here we are, qualification match number 14. Turtle in red, Troll in blue. We have seen both of these players have a match before. Let's see who will come on top this time. In 3, 2, 1, rebuild. Okay, folks. Everyone's moving off the line in auto. Almost an auto D called on head. Very close call there, but no auto D is in fact drawn there, as no contact was made. 65 to 80 Blue Alliance with the current lead, but they do get back a little bit late. Let's see, they do get their whole site hopper off, but it's not enough. And Red Alliance of Turtle is going to take the autonomous period. Now in the transition period, Turtle having a little bit trouble on the bump there, but does get off and gets his full hopper into the hub for the end of this transition period. Now Blue Alliance of Troll is scoring up and into his hub, bringing this to a tied match. Now there's going to be some defense from the Red Alliance, but Troll is going to try his best to score regardless. And there he goes, putting up most of a full hopper in to get a 51-point lead over Turtle here. And now is going to be playing defense on Turtle, but gets caught up on the hub, and Turtle's able to make it back and get his hopper up and in to take back the lead relatively quickly. 283 to 256. Turtle is back already, putting up another hopper. Most of those make it in, I believe. 3 seconds left in his cycle, maybe going back for one more hopper, which he does get, most of those counting. But now there goes Turtle, bringing back the score closer to 304 to 332. Turtle scoring undefended right now. Sorry, not Turtle, Troll going undefended right now. And takes back the lead. 5 seconds left in this active shift. Turtle is going to go for getting a hopper of his own rather than playing defense on Troll. Probably the smart choice here to make sure that he can get at least one cycle in undefended. But he is able to get 2 undefended and is able to bring back this match in his favor. 451 to 427. Turtle is currently in the lead. About 5 seconds left until endgame, and Troll is going to have to move back to his side of the field. But Turtle looks like he is going to try to intake even more fuel, maybe trying to keep Turtle from getting any, or Troll from getting any. 500-point threshold crossed for Turtle here. 15 seconds left in the match, looking for another huge hopper. And he does get that up and in undefended, as Troll is also scoring in the blue hub. 5 seconds left in the match. Small cycle going up for red. Small cycle going up for blue. And time expires. 620 to 558.
Xeno on Blue Alliance in this match. And this match is going to get underway in 3, 2, 1, Reefscape. You guys have to reset for fear yourself. 3, 2, 1, Reefscape. Okay, this match goes on. It looks like Red had a little bit slightly faster start than the Blue Alliance did, but nonetheless, both alliances are getting out quickly, scoring level 4 hoppers. It looks like only a 4-point gap in auto. Blue kind of shifting around a little bit more. That could be some slight communication delay to the field. But nonetheless, this will allow Red to have a massive auto gap compared to the Blue Alliance. Blue Alliance gain over the bump, gain their hopper scored. So does Red, but Blue will continue to score to get their score ever higher, trying to overtake this gap made by the Red Alliance. We do see the Red Alliance pushing fuel into their area, trying to get a stockpile, but we do see Blue not trying to let Red get a stockpile formed, as Blue is currently down by 4 points to this Red Alliance, but they are scoring another hopper as Red looks to do the same as the hub will switch to the Red Alliance. 8-point lead for Red currently, but they do have a full hopper and they're looking to score it. Blue trying to play some defense, makes Red miss a couple of shots, but not a huge amount. 5 seconds left in the shift now. As we see Red look to score one last hopper, as Blue's looking to get set up for their active hub. Blue scoring in their hub, gain the lead that Red has formed down to a little bit less than 50 points. But Blue is struggling under the fierce defense of this Red Alliance. Does get a couple straight shots up, but none of those make it in. As with 5 seconds left in the shift, Red going back early, trying to just be ready for their active shift, unloading their hopper, just as the same time Blue does. Managing to keep about a 50-point lead over this Blue Alliance. It's just been a commanding lead ever since the autonomous period. Blue just hasn't been able to come back. But anything can happen as we have 39 seconds left in this match. Blue does stretch the lead to a little over 100 points as Blue gets stuck, but Blue trying to stockpile their fuel as Red unloads yet another hopper. Looking like we may have our highest score of the day if we have 492 points scored into their hub. 425 on the other alliance for Blue. Both sides putting up very respectable scores as both alliances putting up hoppers at the very same time. We do see Red being a little bit faster on the cycling though, and that's going to allow them to look like come out to the lead this match, as they will end with a final score of 557 to 520, the highest score that we've seen on this field today. This is, yeah.
Okay, folks, here we are, qualification match number 16. But we do not have a Red Alliance player of our Czar. We just have Taj on blue. This is going to be a 1v0. Looks like Red Alliance will be sitting there for the whole match. Let's get this underway in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. You have to restart. There you go. Okie doke. He is moving off the line in auto, just eating all of the fuel from the midline, making sure that the Red Alliance can get none of it, even though they currently have a solid RSL. Do not mind that it's blinking in the actual game. Pretend it is solid. There goes a good 2 cycles from that Blue Alliance, 143 out of auto here, looking to make that an even bigger gap with this last cycle here. And it passes the 200-point mark, 210, averaging a total of 70 fuel per cycle there. Very impressive from Blue Alliance. Now they're just passing over to their side of the field. They're currently inactive and trying to get as much fuel readily available for them to score. It's now their active shift, though, and they are now intaking fuel that they have passed to themselves during that inactive shift. There goes a whole bunch of fuel up and in for that Blue Alliance. 1 minute, 30 seconds left on the clock, meaning 10 seconds left in this cycle. Looks like they're going to get one more small cycle in before the end of their shift here. There it goes. 402 points coming out of that first activated shift. Getting a little bit stuck up on some fuel there, but gets unstuck relatively quickly. 5 seconds left until their activated shift. Now they're just going to be filling up their robot full of fuel. And there it is, full up. Getting back a little bit late, but they know they have the time. This is their second and final activated shift before endgame hits. So they're looking to score as much as possible. As 5 seconds left until endgame. They're already at 536 with this cycle. They're looking to break that 600-point point mark. Barely misses it, though, only by 2 points. They now have free reign of all of the fuel in center line, passing back to themselves for a quicker cycle later on. $650 points have been reached. 8 seconds left in this match, going for one more cycle. There it goes up and in, going for a climb in 3, 2, 1. Time expired. Not quite getting the climb up, but final score 698-0.
Okay, sorry, I didn't realize we were on deafened. This match, we're now match 17. We have the Red Alliance, we have Ahan, 54-9. On the Blue Alliance, we have Mindbotics. This match will begin in 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, this match underway. Both alliances gain little swipes in auto. Looks like Red gains stuck up on the bump a little bit there. Not what they were hoping for, but they do manage to recover quickly as Blue gets beached. Almost to auto D, but manages to avoid it for Red. Just barely not touching the Blue Alliance robot. As we see a pretty commanding lead for Red, but anything can happen as we are now in our transition shift. As Red Alliance scoring their last second hopper, but Blue already coming back for their next one as they are trying to cut down on that lead that Red obtained from Auto. Already of doing so, already having a 2-point lead, but looking to grow that lead ever higher as they scored yet another hopper into their hub and looking to go for another small hopper before the shift ends, and they will do so successfully as we are now switched to the Red Alliance hub being active. We don't see much defense in this match, which is much different than what we usually see. But as I say that, we see the Blue Alliance Mindbotics trying to shut down Ahan temporarily, but then switching back over to playing an offensive role. With 5 seconds left in the shift, Red has retaken the lead, but not by much, as Blue starts to unload into their hub, retaking the lead very quickly into their shift. Blue looking to just grow that lead that they reattained from the Red Alliance, trying to pick up some fuel, but Blue gained defended a little bit by the Red Alliance. And now Red passing a lot of fuel outside of the field. That fuel will come back in, but just that may hurt them a little bit, as the fuel is not in the location they were hoping for. They are currently down by 50 points with 15 seconds until endgame starts. They are trying to get that lead back from the Blue Alliance. As 5 seconds left before the shift, it's tied. As Red unloading a hopper on the move. Very impressive shooting power from the Red Alliance. Blue quickly retaking back the lead. This is going to be one of our higher scoring matches, as both alliances looking to be on track for the 500 points. It looks like Blue maybe get over 600 as with 15 seconds left. Both alliances Red taking the lead. This could be idle game. This could go either way. As both alliances unloading into the hub, we see it's 600 points for Red, 596 for Blue. And at the end of this, it is going to the 1 by 1 point. This will go to the Red Alliance. As we see in this match, Red taking the match due to their auto advantage, but Blue did manage to bring it very close due to the 572 field scored in Telia.
Okie dokie, folks. Here we are, qualification match number 18. Yash K in red, MRCX in blue. Let's get this match started in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. All robots moving off the line in auto. Red Alliance and Blue Alliance getting a full hopper, but Red is the first one to strike and score up and into their hub. 8 seconds left in the autonomous period. A little bit of a collision center field there, 75 to 69. Will this last hopper change anything? Looks like Red Alliance will still take it 144 to 105. Transition period is now active, and Red Alliance taking all of the fuel from Blue here and scoring it up and into their deactivating hub. Now, Blue Alliance is the only team with an activated Alliance hub here. Blue passing a little bit, making sure that they can go under the trench, I think, maybe. Or they're just passing to Red here. Like, he's just getting defended. Oh, now he's playing defense on Yash here, making sure that he can't get back to his side. Looks like that is what is happening here. 188 to 127. Yash wanting to get back to increase his score. But looks like he lockdown defense from MRCX is not letting that happen. Or MR. Yeah. But now it is back to Blue Alliance's turn to score, and they're not trying to get over at all, but there's their first attempt, but it gets shut down by Yash. Oh, he gets past. He sneaks past, scoring up and in. Quite a lot of those missing, but he is getting the gap to be closer here. Now Yashke's turn to score, and he does get out of the Blue Alliance side of the field. But gets defended coming into his zone, is able to wrap around and score his full hopper up and in. 37 seconds left in this match. 5 seconds until endgame now. And Yash is able to score more. And it looks like MRCX trying to shoot some of the fuel out of the sky so it doesn't get scored. I'm not sure if that worked well or not. But now it is endgame, about halfway done now. 15 seconds left in this match. Still a huge lead for this Red Alliance. Not sure if Blue Alliance can bring it back. 5 seconds left, 332 to 262. But Yash scoring some more as time expires on qualification match number 18. 362 to 88.
Okay, this is match 17, Ebac and Charlemagne in this match. And this match will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Guys, the match will begin in 3, yeah. What's the issue? Why aren't we starting? This match, yeah, okay. What's the issue? Celeste, what's the issue? Why, why? Fun, go. Thank you. Okay, and off to this match, we have both alliances. Both alliances are going to score an autonomous. Looks like Blue is unfortunately stuck in the middle of a field, unable to do anything as Red gets their hop off. Only unfortunately gain one. As they are able to knock Blue off in the form of Greece's professionalism. Blue only gain a couple shots, unfortunately, as their hub will be active for this match. Charlemagne looking to grow his lead ever more, gain some fuel into his hub. Ebac trying to play some passing, actually, just trying to get fuel over to his side of the field. Charlemagne gained about 150 point lead as his score goes of 100 points. Ebac hasn't really been able to line up and shoot correctly as Charlemagne just pushing him up against the trench, making him unable to shoot into that hub. Ebac shift lines down as he is currently unmoving as of currently. That is very unfortunate for the 9005 machine, as he does eventually start to be able to move, but not very effectively. It looks like some of his swerve may be broken, as Charlemagne is starting to amount more and more of a lead. Not as high of a score as one would usually expect, but due to his beaching and auto, Charlemagne making the best of it, as Ebac still unable to really center themselves correctly, just driving into the human player station. Looks currently stuck in the human player station, as Charlemagne clearing out Ebac's corner. Charlemagne trying to help Ebac, but then moves away, continues to try to score for himself. Ebac does manage to free himself from the human player station, just is driving around his zone. Not what he was hoping to do, but does manage to line himself up and score into the active hub. The current score is 274 to 120. This match could go either way, but this is not looking great for eBack right now, as with 10 seconds left, is down by over 200 points. This just may not be comebackable for him, as Charlemagne is going for the climb and gets it as this match ends. Final score 382 to 183.
Okay, folks, here we are. Qualification match number 20. Here, Red Alliance Yazin, Blue Alliance Silver DX. I hope I didn't botch that. Let's get this match underway in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. Both Alliance members went off the line in auto. Here we go. Blue Alliance first to strike on their hub, and therefore first to get back to the midline to steal fuel from the Red Alliance, giving them a little bit of an advantage here. 68 to 64, Red has the advantage, but after these two cycles, looks like that advantage goes to Blue. 119 to 145, Silver coming out with the lead here. Transition period, Silver getting one last cycle up and in for his Alliance, trying to make sure that Red cannot come back in this match. With that being said, 173 to 207, Red is getting close to the score, and he gets past the defense and is now shooting up and into the hub, but nothing goes in. Sad for this Red Alliance, but looking to get one last cycle up and in. Looks like he gets it off in time. And there goes Blue now scoring in their active period. 217 to 274. Red causing some chaos in the center of the field, making sure that Blue cannot get any fuel, but they are scoring from a protected area ish, and Red can't do much to keep them from scoring, so opts to just steal some fuel from that side of the field. Now Red Alliance's turn to score, 217 to 332, quite a big gap to make up. 273, one more cycle could be enough to tip the balances in this match. There goes a cycle up and in. Looks like it could be enough to take the lead here. Not quite. 10 points separate these two alliances. Little small cycle up for the Red Alliance here, basically tying this match. 331 to 332. But now Blue Alliance has the time to score here. 331 now to 404. Looks like there might be an error here. If you got that, you're a nerd. 3 seconds left before endgame, and Red is able to score again. And now endgame is here, 331 to 482. But with the Red Alliance scoring, that gap is narrowing. But Blue here to say, no, this is my match. 15 seconds left, and Red has a full hopper ready to score. 10 seconds. Maybe he can get one more, but Blue also has a full hopper, looking to keep this lead here. 3, 2, 1, 0, and that's the match. Final score of 455 to 608.
Is he unmuted?
Yep.
Okay, in this match, the Red Alliance has not showed, so the Blue Alliance will just be doing a 1v0. This match will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. The Blue Alliance is off, running a autonomous that we usually would not see in a multiplayer event, but he is allowed to run since this is a single player match. He's looking to set as high of a score as possible and maximize his ranking. At the end of this autonomous period, he will have a point of about 125, one of the higher autonomouses that we have seen today. Going back for his transition cycle, he unloads a second hopper in, and he will get his score to about 176. Now looking to collect all the fuel on the opposite side of the field, since there was no Red Alliance robot to worry about, goes over and is looking to do strats similar to what Einsteiner does by keeping all the fuel in the center of the field, just and cycling back and forth, allowing him to maximize his fuel per cycle. Scoring another hopper up and in is now almost going to get a score of 300 points. Going into about 5 seconds left in the shift, gain one more hopper off, going to look for a score of about 360 points, gets 364. He is on pace to get one of our highest scores of event, which is currently, if I'm not mistaken, 698. Going over to his zone to stockpile all the fuel that he can. Cannot hold all the fuel into his hopper, but he is very maxed out in terms of fuel. As he's waiting for his shift to start, and it does. He unloads his hopper into the hub, going to intake some of the fuel in his zone as he goes around to intake all the fuel that he has stockpiled midfield. He currently has 440 points scoring into the hub as he then goes. Almost breaking 500, he does before the endgame starts, looking to have a very respectable match score at this rate. Looking to have a high score here, he is only about 120 points off. That's just 2 hoppers. He could be a high score here, which would help greatly in terms of the rankings for playoffs. 15 seconds left, unloading another hopper, all again to 694. All he needs is about 10 more points to get that record, and he is unloading one more hopper into the hub. He's breaking 700. He has gained a score of 758 as the final score for Liam, which will be, if I'm not mistaken, all record at the MoSim Lime event.
But he is not going to be here. So we just have Quirky Dude in blue. Let's get this match started in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. Okay, he's off. That was a little bit weird, but he is on his way playing this match. Gets one hopper into the blue hub, going for a second here. 5 seconds left. So let's see if he can get it off in time. Yes, he can. All of that fuel gets scored with a final score of 106 coming out of Otto here. Automatically wins this period. So he has transitioned to score before his hub gets shut off. There goes one last cycle up and in, which gives him a total score of 165 coming out of transition. Not too shabby, if I say so myself. There he goes, passing over to his side of the field. Five seconds left in this inactive shift here. And he gets back just a little bit late, but he's able to get his full hopper up and into that hub, which has now been activated. Going for a second full cycle of his hopper. There it goes up and in. Very beautiful to see that fountain of fuel going up into that hub. 3 seconds left in his cycle, looking for one last short little burst, and all of those go in for 342 points out of his first transition period. Accidentally scoring for the other alliance there, giving Neotide some points. Very GP of Quirky Dude to do here. 5 seconds left in this inactive shift, trying to push fuel over to his side of the field. And now he's going up and scoring. Last active shift before endgame, looking to score as many points as he can to be able to qualify into this playoff bracket. Lots of fuel stuck over there by the solid RSL robot of Neotide. Twenty seconds left in this match. In an endgame for 10 seconds now. Let's see if Blue Lions can break that 600 point threshold. Only 30 points away here. Looking for one last small cycle, maybe a climb as well. Looks like he's going for it. 3, 2, 1. Barely doesn't get it, but the perfect score, in my opinion, anyway. 589 to 37.
Okay, and we're now on match 23, and this match will go underway in 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, both alliances going off into the races, scoring into their hubs each. We have currently a 2-point lead for the Red Alliance of Help E, as Taxshore Elf is looking to make back the deficit, and he will by 9 points in auto, looking to try to raise up in the rankings. But Taxshore Elf does not get another hopper in his transition shift, which will mean that he will stay behind Hope E, who is now currently active. But Hope E is playing defense on Taxshore Elf. It seems that Taxshore Elf is scoring into his inactive hub, or looks to try to score in his inactive hub, as there's 5 seconds left of Hope E's shift, and he has not scored anything. It looks like the alliances are kind of confused on who is active and who is not. Taxshore Elf trying to score up close against his own hub, but fails to do so, as you cannot score that close in MoSim on Citrus. Taxshore Elf gained a cup of fuel and raising his lead to about a 32-point lead, as he tries to get a hop off, but he will not be able to do so in time. The Red Alliance getting beached on the blue bump, as they're going to try to go back and score in their shift. There's Taxshore almost pinning for the Alliance robot, but backing off accordingly every time he pushes them up against the trench, so there are no fouls will occur. The shift is now over to the back to the Blue Alliance, as they need to make up about a 40-point deficit, but we do have a Red Alliance playing some heavy defense against Taxshore Elf, but he manages to avoid it and take back the lead by about 15. With 10 seconds left before endgame, this could be anyone's game, as the Red Alliance is trying to defend Taxshore Elf, which is an interesting strategy, as Red is currently down but they do go back to try and load their hopper. Texture Off unloading his as well. Wait a little bit slower to unload their hopper, but they have a lot of fuel in it, which will get that match to be within 3 points. This could be anyone's game now, as Texture Elf and Red Alliance both scoring as many fuel as possible, as Texture Elf kind of gets beached up temporarily, which could mean that this match is going to go to the Blue Alliance loses this one as Hope E takes the match over Texture Elf. 387 to 398.
Okay, we are here. Qualification match number 24, 2/3 of the way through this qualification phase. Let's get this started. Ross, you can restart in 3, 2, 1. Charged up. Both robots moving off the line in auto. Looks like Vixie had a little bit of trouble there, but does get intaking from the center line. Not too far behind Red Alliance here. 4 seconds left in this autonomous period. Vixie trying to come back for another cycle, which he does get off, but not quite enough score to surpass the Red Alliance's 135, which means Blue Alliance has the first active shift here. Red scoring their last fuel in the transition period, coming out with 189 points. Now, Blue Alliance is going back to the midfield to get as much fuel as they can. But there's defense from Ross. So we'll see if they can get back. And they do sneak under the trench and are trying to shoot from the corner, but Citrus cannot shoot from that far. So they miss all those, but get a small half cycle up and in, bringing this to a close match. But there goes the Red Alliance shooting up and in to their hub undefended. And now going to center line, scooping up a lot more fuel. But now the defense is here, but they are able to score their whole hopper up and in, trying to get one more. And now they are back playing defense on the Blue Alliance, who is coming back right now. But Ross is very good at this defensive play and is making sure that the Blue Alliance cannot come to their side of the field, making sure that he's covering those trenches this time. 3 seconds left in the cycle, and now going back to his side, Blue Alliance shoots a lot of fuel outside of the field accidentally, it looks like. And Ross is now able to cross that 300 point threshold. 357 to 180. But now facing defense, he is able to get back to his side. One last cycle before endgame, and Blue Alliance is able to score again. Speaking of endgame, it has arrived, and now Blue Alliance of Vixie is scoring yet again, trying to make up this match that currently he is in a deficit. Current match score 467 to 244. 13 seconds left in this match. Both alliances shooting hoppers up and in. Blue Alliance getting a bigger one, getting some points back. But with 3 seconds left, it's going to be hard to make back as time expires. Final score of 524 to 316.
by about 9 points, as we see blue trying to score but getting defended by red currently, with 10 seconds left in their shift. At the end of blue's first active shift, the score remains the same of 196 to 205, with Alliance advantage. Red Alliance scores another hop win, extending their lead. Five seconds left in the shift, but the Alliance coming back to score into their hub. With 55 seconds left, the scores are 239 blue, 303 red, Red Alliance advantage. Going into endgame, we see still an advantage for this Red Alliance as they try to grow the lead, and as blue is trying to make a comeback in this match. 20 seconds left, and red is almost at 400 points at this point. Blue just trying to catch up, but they both seem to be second at similar paces, and this may just be out of the books for blue, but anything can happen. 3, 2, 1. The match is over, and we have a Red Alliance victory. 5-0.
Okie dokie, folks. Here we are, qualification match 26. Almost at the end of quals here. Let's get this underway. Sinisters in red, Xeno in blue. In 3, 2, 1, rebuild. Both players are off the line in auto. Blue getting a little bit faster to the center line, but red is back quicker, and therefore back to center line first after that first cycle. 6 seconds left. Red currently with the lead, but after this last cycle, maybe blue will take it. Looks like, yes, indeed, blue takes the lead 123 to 114, meaning red will have the very first active shift here, which is not what you want as a player. Transition is now over. Blue Alliance cannot score anymore. They will either play defense or they will pass over to their side. Looks like they are taking the former, passing over 207 to 171. Favor currently with the lead, or Sinister currently with the lead, sorry. 4 seconds left in this cycle. Blue now lining up to score, and they are shooting up and into that active hub, trying to bring this match back within their grasp. But Favor is looking to cause some chaos, trying to steal some fuel from the Blue Alliance and make sure that they can't score so he can keep his lead. But looks like Blue Alliance does get off a hopper here. 257 to now 293. 4 seconds left in this Blue Alliance active shift. Favor going back to his side of the field to score up and in to his hub to try and take back this lead that he once had. And there he goes, in taking all the fuel from his side of the field and now trying to score it. There he goes, letting off a huge hopper there. 328 to 334, basically bringing this back to a tied match. Looking for one final little cycle. Looks like some of those will count, but not all. And Blue Alliance is able to get a full hopper undefended, meaning they have the lead yet again. 335 to 412. 10 seconds left until endgame. Blue Alliance with the demanding lead here, commanding lead, rather. 2 seconds left. There, Blue Alliance stealing from red, but red now scoring up and in, and blue getting beached on fuel. This could be disaster. This is what Favor needs to take back this match. Only 60 points separate these two alliances, but blue being unbeached now, scoring up and in with 12 seconds left, trying to keep his lead that he's been holding pretty much the whole game. 5 seconds left, 90 points separate these alliances. Blue Alliance scoring, red trying to get one more cycle, but doesn't have enough time, meaning blue will take this match. Final score 504 to 608.
Seven. In this match will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. You guys reset. Okay. Both alliances going out into the midfield, colliding with each other halfway through, going back to score their first hardball. We see the Red Alliance getting back a little bit sooner than the Blue Alliance does. But for the Blue Alliance ending up getting stuck on the red trench. That's not what you want to see in auto. The Red Alliance trying to get back, but the Red Alliance does take a lead over the Blue Alliance as they don't get back in time to score an auto. But they do get some points in as they start collecting for their first active shift. We currently have the lead going to the Red Alliance by about 22 odd points, but they do typically get on each other, trying to defend, slow each other down, as blue is trying to just keep their lead, but red does not want that to happen, as they are trying to slow down this blue alliance, keep them from scoring. Red going back to try to start the shift of their own and get their lead back. They get their first hop off, taking back the lead, but anything can happen, as blue passing some fuel over to their side of the field for their own active shift. We see red scoring a hopper up and in to their hub. As this match continues to go on and on, we see 2 seconds left. Blue scoring a little bit early there, but starting to make their comeback as they're only down by 10 to this Red Alliance. Gain their second hopper off, mostly undefended. Gain a small 21 point advantage over red. The points just keep going up and up for blue. And red does not want this to happen as they're trying to push fuel to their side of the field. Though they got blocked by blue. Blue going back, trying to block out red now, trying to keep their lead against. But blue does get beached up on fuel temporarily, unable to move as well as they usually would, which does allow for Red Alliance to get a small lead over blue. But we have 34 seconds left in this match. Endgame is starting now. Anyone can win this as red comes over and starts scoring fuel into their hub. Blue doing the same. Anyone could win as we see currently a 7-point gap in this match. But red seems to stall out for a second, not able to really score, but they do manage to keep their lead. Blue trying anything they can do to come back, but red coming back with a full hopper. This may be the end for blue as they get stuck up, and this will be all she wrote as we have for Red Alliance victory 540 to 463.
Okay, we are back on the even field with qualification match number 28. Persons in red and Mindbotics in blue. Let's get this match started in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. Okay, they're both off with this qualification match, looking to get 2 huge cycles started off here. looks like currently the lead goes to the Red Alliance 74-57, but it looks like they're struggling to get a good cycle here and getting back late, which could give Blue the upper hand, and it does. 81-109, Blue comes out with a lead from the autonomous period. And now Blue, despite having the lead for transition, they now have the first active period, 170-163 here. Red going to be heavily defended, but gets past with a sneaky play and is able to score up and in, but is in the corner where Citrus cannot score from and misses all of that fuel. And now it is to the Blue Alliance, and they get a full hopper up and in. This is disaster for Persons here, who needs to keep a lead in order to win this match. And Blue gets in under some defense here and is trying to score, but most of that fuel misses. 10 seconds left in this Blue Alliance active shift. It looks like they are now shifting to playing defense, but Person sneaks past and is able to get a full hopper up and in to their now activated hub, bringing this match within 10 points. Actually, to a tie, rather. And now, with 15 seconds left in their period, they are able to actually get a second full hopper up and in undefended. Now they're looking to get one more small one in, maybe, but there is the Blue Alliance of Mindbotics waiting for their hub to go active, and it has. And they have basically brought this match to a tie. 33 points separate these two alliances, and only 15 seconds left until endgame. This could go to either alliance here. Red really wants to keep Blue from scoring anything. 5 seconds left until endgame. Both alliances full hoppers. Blue scoring, now Red scoring as well. This is a very close match. This is going to come down to endgame and seeing who is more efficient with their cycles. Both alliances with huge hoppers filled to the brims. Blue Alliance up, but now Red is scoring, and they are now almost in the lead, actually. Looks like Blue Alliance got better hopper off. 8 seconds left. Red Alliance trying to bring this back in favor of them. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time expires. 493 to 558.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next match. This match will also be a 1v as Azul has not shown up to this match. This match will be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. It's not supposed to. Hold on. Technical difficulties. For some reason it's saying you control both of the robots. That should not be happening right now. Let's fix that real quick. Okay. The actual match will be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, this actual match is going on. For some reason, they let him control both of the robots, but now he is just controlling his own and is looking to set a high score at this event to get into as high of a playoff position as possible. Currently, after this autonomous period, the Blue Alliance is looking to have about 140 point autonomous, one of the highest autos I've seen at this event so far. Doing the same strategy that we see in most single player runs, just having all the balls in midfield and just cycling it all day. Pretty good solid strategy. Having 200 points after transition, I've never seen a score this high before after transition, and at least in all the matches I've been in. So this is looking to be very promising for the Blue Alliance here. As they have 5 seconds before the start of their active shift, they will empty their fuel into their active hub and allow MRCX to get as many points as possible using that midfield strategy. Currently having about 300 points scored so far, looking to try to get the scores ever so higher. and they score more and more fuel into their hub, gain about 350 fuel. Maybe not quite what they were hoping for, but still a very respectable score so far as they look to get into the top shelf rankings. MCR trying to get all of the fuel into an optimal position for the holding strategy as they unload their hopper into the hub. Gain their points to about 400 already, which is going to be put themselves very nicely for the end game as they unload another full hopper into the hub, getting themselves to about 450 points. As we see, going another full hopper into the hub once again, putting themselves to about 500. They only need 200 more points to get the record, which is maybe a little bit out of their reach, but they will still have a very good, respectable score at this event as they look to reach over 600. Another hopper going in for them. They could actually pass the 700 mark as they have 3, 2, 1. So the match is now over as they end with a score of 714. I don't know if that's quite beats the record, but still a very respectable match. As it's now go on to match 30.
Okay, here we are. Qualification match number 30, getting very close to the end here. Ahan in red, Charlemagne in blue. Let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, rebuild. And we are off. Both alliances now score intaking fuel from the center of the field. Charlemagne, the first to strike on the blue side. And looks like he is currently down. Ahan getting the bigger hopper, but is striking again. Maybe that's enough to keep his lead, but no, Ahan takes over 129 to 110. Charlemagne scoring even more up and in to his hub. Ahan getting one cycle in before the end of transition. And now Charlemagne shooting in for his very first activated period and the very first one of the match. Ahan playing some heavy defense on him, but Charlemagne's able to get past and get back to his side of the field. and scoring with not much time lost there. 5 seconds left. Charlemagne getting a small cycle up and in. And now it's Ahan's turn to score. And Charlemagne is trying to play some defense, but getting a little bit stuck on the hub. And Ahan is getting a whole hopper up and in there, 238 to 271. Charlemagne currently with the lead and playing more defense to try and make sure that it stays that way, but not very effective looking. 5 seconds left, down by 8 points. Ahan trying to get one more cycle up and in, but got stuck up on the bump there and is not able to get it. All of those fuel not counting for him. Only up by 9, and Charlemagne quickly takes back the lead, 280 to 335. They are currently hugging each other, it looks like, with their intakes. And Charlemagne gets back undefended for a full cycle, and now Ahan is there trying to play some defense on him, trying to make sure he can't get one more cycle up and in. Charlemagne getting stuck on the bump, trying to get off. He does get off, so he is still in the running for winning this match. 43 seconds left. 10 seconds until endgame when Charlemagne can score again, wanting to keep his lead here up until then to try and make sure that he can win this match. 2 seconds left, one, and now it is endgame. Both alliances can now score. Charlemagne currently with the lead, and both alliances with huge hoppers going up and in. Charlemagne getting a majority of the fuel from the center of the field and is now scoring yet again, while Ahan is still trying to intake fuel, but he's now scoring that up and in, still down by 74 with 5 seconds left and doesn't have the hopper to do it. Looks like Charlemagne's going to take this game. Trying to get a climb does not work out. 471 to 561. And somebody move back to the menu, please. Ahan. Could you please move back to the menu for me? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, we're good for the next. Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Okay, and now we are on match. Qualification match 31. Yash and Silvo. This match will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Both alliances going off. Yash on the red alliance, Silvo on the blue alliance. Both trying to get the playoff spot guaranteed or make it into the top 12 for the playoffs. We currently have the advantage going to Yash with Silva, not to be outdone, trying to make up this gap, as it looks like he will win this autonomous period by a total of 3 points. Many of these matches have been very close, as both alliances try to get one last cycle before the Blue Alliance hub shuts off. It looks like we will have still a Blue Alliance advantage as the spread shift is starting. We look to see Yash try and come back with a very full upper there, but unable to do so thanks to the defense of Silva. But Yash does sneak through with 5 seconds left. We do see Silva going back to his side of the field to another hopper of his own, which he does manage to do so successfully to quickly take back the lead that Yash had taken. It's been very back and forth this game. Both alliances playing heavy defense, but also playing very strategically, as we see of Silva on the blue lines trying to score any more throw he can. As Yash trying to be careful about pinning there, as he does not want to pin for blue lines illegally. We do see Yash trying to score in this hub. Does manage to do so successfully. A couple of those miss But a lot of those do end up making it in. But Yash is still currently behind, but he does change that by a couple of more quick scores as the hub is about to turn to the blue lines. As due to Yash getting caught up, Silver is able to retake the lead in this match with 45 seconds left. We currently have a 30-point lead for the blue lines, as Silver is getting heavily defended by Yash. You're just unable to really do much. Both alliances just throwing up their harpers now and getting ready to score. Yash scoring a little bit early as he's unloaded his full harper before the shift. Does get some of those counted, but wasted some of the fuel there, as due to that, the lead has grown to over 100 points. It's going to be hard to come back, but anything can happen with 15 seconds left. Both alliances going up to score. Yash trying to go into the trench, but unable to with his harper extended up. We do have 5 seconds left